Welcome back to the show, everybody. This is the Shankly Sessions, the Liverpool podcast we bring you each and every week on the upper tier. Subscribe to the channel if you could, hit the bell notification button, drop a like on the video. I'm really looking forward to the end of the season at this stage. I just want it done at this stage. It's getting so toxic and annoying and saddening and everything in between, and it's just, this is your West Ham reaction, of course. Again, the first half, that kind of flattered to deceive. We huff and we puff, and you know, we have a lot of control of the ball and all without really doing anything. And then West Ham pop up. We mentioned it in the preview, set pieces and how dangerous these guys can be and all. But as good as I feel about Jarrod Bowen and all that kind of stuff and how I rate him as a player, I expect my defence to be much better off a corner when it's Jarrod Bowen. I don't expect Jarrod Bowen to be scoring headers against me. So we went 1-0 down, you know, kind of a little bit flat, you know, where you've put in a bit of an effort. Obviously Klopp rang the changes, and we did say that it could get a little bit intense, that if those changes didn't work, the risk was that questions would be asked. So we come out in the second half. Robbo picks up a quick fire goal, you know, and then we take the lead. But then we cough up another goal. Mikel Antonio in the middle of the box, absolute pristine sublime ball in by Jarrod Bowen. Too much space afforded to the West Ham striker in between the two defenders, and it's a bread and butter finish for him. Great header. Alisson kind of going the wrong way, ball goes in the opposite. 2-2. Then we kind of huff and we puff and we're creating chances, and the chances being blocked, and you know, it's just more of the same that we've seen over the last few weeks. And just, this team has just shown at the moment that it's wasted, it's dusted, it's, you know, it's not really up for it. It's just, if things go wrong, there's a lot of finger pointing. I don't think the players can actually understand. I think they're in a kind of a shell shock kind of moment, that, you know, they're in a constant state of shock, you know, that when things go wrong, they can't deal with it. Start doing different things, start going out of their box, all that kind of stuff. It's just so poor and sad to see. And then we see the talking point coming out of the game is obviously going to be the blow up between Mo Salah and Jurgen Klopp and what was said. And you know, it's a kind of a weird one. We don't really know what was said, but no doubt we'll find out. Jurgen came out post match. Guy just looks absolutely worn out. He looks sick, looks destroyed. You know, looks like it's the last place he wants to be. And you know, would you forgive him if he turned around and said, "I've had enough," and Pep Linders took over for the last 3 games or whatever? I wouldn't, you know. But I don't know what was said. But whatever Jurgen said to Mo, there was a huge reaction to it. And you kind of feel like Mo's becoming this scapegoat for the drop off in the season and stuff like that. You know, he's been absolutely brilliant for us. And it really is, as the reporter said after the game, there's been a major drop-off since the new year. You know, Mo went off to the AFCON, he got injured, he came back, it took him time to come back, he's come back, he hasn't looked himself at all. You know, looks slow and lethargic. And, you know, some people would say uninterested, you know. Like Shawn Michaels, he lost his smile by the looks of things, you know. So we're looking at that, you know, and that's really difficult. And then you see that blow up on the sideline, and you know, between Jurgen and Mo Salah, they've created some monumental moments over the last X amount of years. You know, they've shared in every success. They've been fundamental in each other's success. Remember, Mo Salah doesn't become the superstar that he has become on a global stage without Jurgen Klopp's input. And I just think it's sad to see the two of them going like that, and Darwin and Joe Gomez having to get in between them. And then Jurgen comes out and says it's all good. It's, you know, we spoke in the dressing room, it's all good. Mo Salah gets interviewed by a reporter, and he turns around and says, "If I speak, there will be fire." You know, you've got this curse of the documentary hanging over us, and good Lord, what that documentary is going to show is going to be very interesting. And it's I don't know. I don't know. Will it change our view on Jurgen? Will it change our view on the players? what's going to come out of it in a season that, 4 weeks ago was promising so much, and now it's so toxic. We've got a fan base pointing the finger at Mo Salah. We've got a fan base pointing the finger at Jurgen Klopp. We've got a fan base pointing the finger at each other. Arne Slot more or less confirmed as the new coach coming in. So we get behind him as we always do as a fan base, and hope that it works out to the best that it can, and we hope that Michael Edwards and Richard Hughes brings in what's needed to be brought in to arm him with the best opportunity to be successful. And it's as I said on a number of the podcasts, it's a poignant moment for Liverpool Football Club. It's the end of an era, not only for Jurgen Klopp but for a lot of the players. Clearly you can see the subs come on and there's nothing really about them. Look at Darwin, it's like he's just filling time. Look at Dominic, he's just filling time. Look at Mo, he's just filling time. And it's like they all just want to be gone off to a beach. They all just want it to end. And we all kind of feel the same way. Once the title race was gone, I said it after the Palace game, once that happened, it was over. I spoke in the preview about how the monumental task would be of lifting these players off the canvas from the Wednesday game, and where there was improvements, and certainly huge improvements in the second half compared to what we've seen. I thought we battled hard. I thought we didn't let West Ham bully us. I thought we were more cohesive at times on the ball and stuff like that. But again, in the final third, just not really producing what we needed to produce. At times taking shots when we should have been passing. At times passing when we should have been taking shots. Story of the back end of our season. So, 3 games to go. We got Spurs and Villa and Wolves. And it's going to be a tough one, you know what I mean? It's going to be, even the last day of the season, to be giving Jurgen that send-off it's going to be tough, and all this talk of a parade and all, and I don't know. I really don't know. I really don't know what to think at this stage. I'm just so disappointed and so devastated in the season, in the way it's gone, and how hard we battled all season, and how hard we stuck in there playing the youth players when we were ravaged with injuries, and how those young lads performed in what should have been a season for them to look back on. And most of them should look back on it as being a very proud season. But for the senior players and for us as fans, and probably for Jurgen and his coaching staff, it's 100% be a season to forget. We really did ourselves no favours. So many players that drop off just monumental. And those players that were even performing and who were trying to perform, they were just absolutely wasted at this stage from this season's journey. And we could look back on the announcement of the gaffer leaving, and was it the right thing to do, and was it used in the right way as motivation to lift everything? In the beginning it worked, but then it fell away. Was the weight of carrying that on top of a challenge against Man City, and we know how difficult it is, obviously Arsenal in there as well, but the mental challenge of staying in a title race with Man City is so tough, and then coupling on top of that it's Klopp's last season, was always going to be very, very difficult for these boys to carry the weight of that. And then you see today that blow up, and you think, some people talking about, was Mane right? Who knows? This is what you'll hear. And then, what did Jurgen say to him to get that reaction? Because we know Mo was not that character, but he was full on there today. So what was said, I don't know, it's just, words fail me at the moment, Has it been festering? Has a lot of this been going on? You know? Did Mo Salah want to go last summer? Had he had enough? You know? Was he forced into a situation where he had to stay? You know, and should he have gone? You know? Had he given us enough? You know? Why would we want Mo Salah to leave on a season like this season? Not that last season was that much better, but it certainly wasn't as toxic. We were all still together. The gaffer was still with us, and everything was still going, you know, somewhat together. But now it feels like, you know, it doesn't mean more. You know, you'll never walk alone. Doesn't feel like that at the moment. Doubters to believers, back to doubters. You know, it's gonna be a tough week or two to finish out the season, and we'll see what happens. You know, let us know your thoughts in the comments. But again, another poor showing again today of slight improvement, but really not taking our chances. Whatever's happened with that front line, it's just absolutely fallen off a cliff. And is it issues? Is it background issues? Are we going to see stuff in the documentary that tells the tale of what's happened in the last 3-4 months? What's happened? How has it gone this way? You know, how has the joy of seeing youth players come in and going out there and expressing themselves and looking so wonderful? The McConnells, the Dokes, the Bradleys, the Jayden Dans, you know, all those games where we had to come back, where we came back and we showed the fight and the tenacity and the bravery to get it done in the face of adversity. Now we're bowing out. Shameful, cowardly, uninterested. Don't going to give a damn. Everyone just wants the season done. So won Liverpool, like. Folks, subscribe to the channel, hit the bell notification button, drop a like on the video. I'll be back on Monday night with the Monday mashup with Mark, where we'll be dissecting down all the results of the weekend. No doubt that explosive exchange between Salah and Klopp more is due to come out, I would imagine. We will hear what's happened, no doubt. We'll wait and see. We get a bit of detail on it, but certainly it's going to be a talking point. We'll also be talking about, obviously, Anthony Taylor within the game as well, and